I'm Richard Roeper, and coming up next, Taylor Kitsch is a Civil War veteran who wants no part of these Martian wars, but every time he's out, they pull him back in. It's my review of John Carter right now. It's been 100 years since the great Edgar Rice Burroughs gave us John Carter. He's a Civil War widower who finds himself on Mars, caught up in all sorts of interplanetary fighting. Now comes the sprawling, epic, big-budget 3D movie directed by Andrew Stanton of Wall-E fame and starring Taylor Kitsch from Friday Night Lights. It's sometimes wondrous and often quite goofy.
Good God, I'm on Mars.
This is like Avatar meets Cowboys and Aliens meets Star Wars. At times posing like a male model in a fetish catalog, Taylor Kitsch's John Carter keeps a straight face while exchanging stilted dialogue with characters named Tars Tarkas and Deja Thoris and, of course, Sola.
Tars Tarkas. Tars Tarkas.
Although he's a speck of a man compared to the four-armed, 12-foot-tall creatures, John Carter now has Spidey-like powers on Mars, a.k.a. Barsoom. Look at him go! There's a lot to keep track of, especially if you haven't read the books. John Carter just wants to go home, but the Jeddak of Helium wants his daughter Deja Thoris to marry because that's the only way to save the city. But Deja Thoris, she's falling for John Carter and she needs his help too. But what about Tars Tarkas? He's also counting on John Carter to save his ugly-ass green people. And what's the deal with those shape-shifting holy therns? Oh my goodness!
That don't look like a fair fight.
Some of the CGI creatures are pretty remarkable. Others are just annoying and silly and kind of cartoon-looking. With all the blue flags and the red flags and the ships and the green men and the white apes and the Martian guys who sometimes look and talk like British actors, you'll need a scorecard to keep track of who's on whose side, or you'll just stop caring.
When I saw you, I believed that something new can come into this world.
All the CGI magic and the celestial choir music and the tragic flashbacks in the world can't obscure the fact that this is all kind of silly and convoluted. In the 3D, well, it feels almost non-existent. John Carter has a number of unintentionally funny lines, a few genuinely thrilling moments, and good-looking leads who aren't exactly world-class actors. I give it a C-. I'm Richard Roeper. You can get all my reviews at richardroeper.com and on Reels.